Welcome back. There has been such a push to be more environmentally conscious and sustainable over the past few years, and there is a school in Saco that's been doing it for over 25 years.
Yeah, joining us this morning to talk about the Ecology School and how they offer programs including hands-on learning for all ages. And about their beautiful campus is Alexandra Grindle. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
First, for the people that don't know about the Ecology School, this is like a diamond in the rough and one of the best kept secrets around.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, so the Ecology School has been around for over 25 years. We are fairly recently at our new campus at Riverbend Farm, which provides us the opportunity to do overnight programming, year-round programming, excuse me. And we do school programs. Schools come to us and stay with us overnight. We also do rental programs. We have teachers right now from all over the country for a Teacher Institute, 4 days of learning how to use the outdoors as a classroom. So a whole variety of different kinds of programming that we're able to offer.
Tell us more about this new campus, the move there. Set the scene for us. What is it like there?
Sure. So Riverbend Farm is right on the banks of the Saco River, and we have 311 acres of our primary campus. We have a dorm and a dining hall that we built newly. Both are built to the Living Building Challenge, which are the sort of greenest of the green building standards, which we did for a lot of reasons. As an ecology school, that was sort of the right answer, but then also and as a response to climate and being able to be climate resilient, that was a really important thing for us to be able to do. We have an 1.25 acre farm on campus that produces a lot of the produce that we're able to serve in the dining commons, as well as a whole variety of different garden plots and areas around campus. We have 500 and something solar panels on campus to help produce our energy for campus. So,
why are organizations and schools like the Ecology School so important right now?
I think now more than ever, it's really important that we provide an opportunity for people. And again, we do work with students, but we work with people of all different ages to be connected to and understand the world around them. And so we don't spend a lot of time saying climate change, climate change. We spend a lot of time saying, let's go out into the forest, or let's go down onto the banks of the river and learn about this area. And let's learn about how the food grown on our farm was using the same things that the trees in the forest are growing. So really connecting to and understanding the world around us, so that as they then go back into their lives, they know how important the outdoors can be and is.
And I know you were saying this is for all ages,
Yeah.
but let's talk about the summer camp for kids specifically. Sure. And some of the things that they get to explore.
Absolutely. So we do 3 weeks of overnight summer camp for middle school students. And during their week at the Ecology School, they get to go on a variety of different field adventures. They get to go down to the farm and explore the farm. They get to go to the forest. We often will take them to one of local places like Mackworth Island or the Biddeford Pools. But then they also have an opportunity to go canoeing, and we have campfires every night. It's a five-night, 6-day camp, so it's a really nice length of camp for people who are doing it for the first time. We have different themes each week. So our first week was an outdoor explorer, where we're really leaning into shelter building and putting up tents and building fires. We have the first week of August, we have a food and farm camp, and then a climate leaders, cultivating climate leaders is our third and final week of camp.
I mean, this is really STEM learning to the max. Talk about it's not just for kids, but adults as well.
For sure. So as I said, right now we have teachers. We have about 45 teachers from all over the country that are at the Ecology School right now for our Teacher Institute for Watershed Science and Conservation. And they are with us for 4 days. They have time where we're taking them out on the lessons that we do. So they get to just sort of see and experience what outdoor learning can look like. But then they also have some time to plan and think about what that can look like back in the classroom. And we really understand that some teachers have a whole forest that they can be out and learning in with their students. And we understand that there are some that might have a blacktop parking lot that they're working with. And all of those, there are still ways to really incorporate outdoor learning as part of the classroom. And not just for science either. It can also be for, there's so many different ways that it can be cross-curricular as well.
I don't want to sound dramatic here, but do you feel that this can be life-changing for some people, when they leave and then carry this out into their community, this experience?
I hope so. I really do hope so. And one of the reasons it's so powerful to work with teachers is that we get to work with 45 teachers who then get to go work with their classrooms and work with, and that's the way that can ripple so importantly. And then when we have students that come through our school programs, they're just with us for maybe 5 days, but they're staying overnight. They're eating meals with their students, with their peers, and they just get to really, it's an experience that really lasts, and they can come back to and think about what that looks like.
On your website, you say explore that we as humans can build communities that sustain the very ecosystem that in turn sustains us. Explain what that means.
Yeah, so I think for us, ecology is certainly about the outdoors, but it's all the different ways that we talk about human ecology too. Again, we built those buildings, the living buildings, using ecological principles to build that. And so just rather than thinking of sort of humans and nature, just really recognizing all the ways in which those are intertwined and that humans are a part of and a piece of the world around us.
Is it fun to talk about that aspect of it?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
I've been working at the Ecology School for 23 years, and I will tell you the joy and the fun is a big part of it. One of the things we do for almost all our groups is we do skits and previews. So I get to be in costume a couple times a day, and we get to get people laughing, which is really fun, but it's also teaching concepts through laughter, which is really important. So yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. How can people get more information about your campus?
Sure.
Maybe to be able to tour it, maybe to donate money, and get their kids involved in some of the summer camps?
Yeah, absolutely. So our website is the best place for that information, theecologyschool.org, and certainly in our contact page, there's all sorts of different folks you can reach out to get that information. So, and
Wow.
we'd love to have more people. So
Sounds like a lot of fun, and what a great experience.
And a very important community in Saco too.
Yeah, thank you so much.
thank you.